Here are 6 quick tips for using Kaltura. The first is that students don't need an app to use Kaltura. Kaltura is just a video hosting service similar to a private academic YouTube, so your students won't need to download any additional software to actually watch a Kaltura video. The only time this would change is if your students were using, let's say, a Kaltura video assignment that you've created where you want them to record a video to then upload back to you. If they're using the Kaltura personal capture tool, then they would download and install it just the same way that you would. But to watch the videos that you make, they will not need to download any type of application. The second tip is that if you're recording your webcam and you're using a second monitor, we recommend disconnecting the second monitor. The reason for that is we've had some folks who have experienced audio syncing issues where the audio doesn't quite match up to the voice when someone is recorded talking. And that seems to only happen, A, if someone's using an older version of Kaltura Personal Capture, or if they have a second monitor that's plugged in at the time. So if you are going to be recording your webcam, while you have a second monitor attached, we would recommend disconnecting that. The third would be to use an external microphone whenever possible. The built-in microphones on computers are okay, but you want to make sure that that audio quality is as good as it possibly can be, since that's one of the primary ways that you're communicating with people. As always, regardless of what microphone you're using, be it an external microphone or the microphone in your computer, be sure to speak clearly and deliberately to help the auto captioning. The next one would be to record videos in short segments. This just helps you in quite a few different ways, and it helps the students as well. It helps you in the sense that you don't have to feel like you're needing to be perfect for 45 minutes. The other thing is it helps the students when they're trying to find information. If you put all the content into one 45-minute video, they have no way of searching through that to find the section that they might need to review later. So if you break things into smaller chunks, it makes it easier for the students to find content, but it also makes it easier for you to record in short segments. Another way to think of this is a 45-minute recorded lecture is kind of like a paragraph with no periods. It just goes on and on and on, and it's really hard to navigate and figure out where the natural pauses are. In fact, it's almost like an entire chapter of a book without periods. So do break videos into short segments. We usually recommend no more than 10 to 15 minutes at a time. If you are recording your screen or showing something on a website, we encourage you to zoom in and make the interface as large as possible while still showing the features. The reason being that Kaltura will record whatever you tell it to record, but by default it records the entire screen. So if your screen is very large and the details are very small, it's going to be harder for students to see later. So do zoom in if it's possible so that it makes it as easy as possible for people to see what you're recording. Another option, practice patience. What I mean by this is when you upload a video to Kaltura, one thing that Kaltura does that is really great is it takes your video and it re-encodes it into several different qualities so that when a student is streaming from a device that might have a much smaller screen or a very poor broadband connection, it gives them a version of the video that they can actually stream comfortably. The thing is, Kaltura starts by re-encoding this version, and that's the first version that you're going to see, the lowest quality version, when you go to view the video immediately after you've uploaded it. It usually takes a couple of minutes to sometimes a few hours to re-encode the rest of those videos so you can see it in higher quality. So if you're recording something with a lot of detail, like say an Excel spreadsheet, it may take a couple of hours before you see the higher quality version show up. It's not that it's not there, it just hasn't been encoded at that higher quality yet.